it's Gianna and Instant Crypto, where we keep you in the loop on all the latest trends and news on crypto and blockchain technology. Together, we are building a crypto movement that fights for climate justice and economic empowerment. So I have a background in climate science, and I've been getting a lot of questions about climate and environmental use cases of blockchain technology. And I think Algorand is a prime example of a blockchain company that's doing a lot of great things for the climate. So I want to share a bit about the ClimateTrade partnership with Algorand and how it's becoming carbon negative. And also I want to go more in depth about what carbon offsets are. In our very first Algorand video, I talked a little bit about carbon offsets and how they can be controversial. So I want to go more in depth in that and just discuss a little bit of the controversies too. But a little bit about the partnership first. Algorand is partnering with ClimateTrade. ClimateTrade is a company in Spain, and they are pledging to become the greenest blockchain company with a carbon negative network. So carbon negative means that you remove more carbon from the atmosphere than you put in. So this is how Algorand offsets its carbon footprint with ClimateTrade. To achieve a climate negative network, they're working together to implement a sustainability oracle. That oracle notarizes the Algorand carbon footprint for each epoch. And they have advanced smart contracts so that they have carbon credits called the ASA, Algorand Standard Asset. And they lock up all of those credits in a green treasury so that the protocol keeps running on a carbon negative network. So they save it all there. It's a very transparent blockchain, and they can't lie about their carbon offsets. It's all on the blockchain, and that's the beauty of blockchain technology. So overall, these are really good projects, but I do want to talk about how they work, what carbon credits are, and also the controversy behind carbon offsets, since they're not perfect. So a carbon offset and carbon credit, those are two terms that sometimes get used interchangeably, but they're actually slightly different things. A carbon offset is when you pay for the carbon removal or storage through one kind of sustainable project, like building a wind farm or planting trees or some kind of restoration project of the wetlands. And you compensate the greenhouse gases that you're emitting elsewhere. So you pay for one thing so that you can keep emitting somewhere else. A carbon offset credit, on the other hand, is a transferable instrument certified by a government or an independent certification body. So like Algorand's Sustainable Oracle, that's keeping track of these carbon offset credits. And these credits represent 1 metric ton of CO2. So when someone purchases an offset credit, they can eventually retire them and claim them towards their greenhouse gas reduction goals. So you buy them, you're able to use them, and then when you no longer need to emit these CO2 emissions, you can say, okay, these emissions will no longer be out there. This is a retired credit that we will no longer be using. All right, so now that we know how carbon offsets and credits work, I do want to go over some of the controversies of them. In 2016, the European Commission reported that 85% of offset projects likely did not reduce emissions at all. That's problematic because essentially that means companies are just paying for polluting more and the reductions aren't actually happening. But I think Algorand has really good intentions, and it's really on the right track by notarizing these carbon offsets and credits to make sure that they're transparent, that they're not duplicated, and that these projects are like actually doing their jobs. And I also want to go over that carbon offsets are not a silver bullet. They're more of a band-aid. There's also the climate justice issue. I'm sure the greenhouse gases are really well mixed in our atmosphere, but if you're releasing emissions in one area, there are sometimes other toxins, not just greenhouse gases, other pollutants that you're harming the community around you. Like, for example, a lot of factories are located in low-income communities, oftentimes communities of color, and you're still putting all of those communities at a higher risk of cancer by continuing to pollute in one area and purchasing offsets in another area. So offsets aren't perfect. They're not going to solve the problem. I really don't think that they're adequate for other cryptos, like the ones that are proof of work, because they are so energy intensive. You're basically just trying to buy your way out of climate change, and that's just not the way it works. But I think that because Algorand is the first pure proof of stake crypto, and because it's so much more energy efficient, I really see it as becoming a leader in the crypto space. And I think other companies can be held accountable and watch what Algorand's doing to figure out how do we solve this climate crisis while growing blockchain technology and using blockchain technology to our benefit. Well, that's it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. Here at Convincing Crypto, we are building a crypto movement that fights for climate justice and economic empowerment. So we really want to keep people talking about these issues and keep our community growing. But I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.